So I'm back. I took a break. I needed a break from Unity. So I haven't even really thought that much about next steps. Just a couple of details I want to get in. And for some reason, I don't, it's actually not that smart, but I had in my mind I really wanted to do the main menu. I know that's not, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I just really wanted to do it. So I'm going to go continue the main menu. I had some really basic things set up, like almost nothing, just a few buttons. And yeah, no, I don't know why, but I feel like it's time to finish that menu. I know that's not a logical order whatsoever. It just, I don't know. I want to do it. So, but there's really nothing here, is there? Okay. So what I'm going to do for the main menu, initially I thought about photoshopping some stuff and all of that. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to use some 3D images here, and the main menu is just going to take place in that 3D scene. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know it makes it complete, but honestly, doing the main menu now, just visually speaking, is not really the smartest idea. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything against it, but it just logically doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I just feel like doing it. I've never actually tried to do a 3D menu. It's always just been a really basic, Photoshop work for a 2D menu. So going to try something out here. And yeah, maybe doing it in world space would just make more sense and it would just be easier, but I'm going to try it like this. Never done it before. So, let's see if it works. Let's see if it actually makes any sense whatsoever. And yeah, it could be interesting or it could be horrible. Who knows? So, first thing I'm going to do is, what's the background? I'm going to make that transparent, or at least semi-transparent. Should be darker a bit, and semi-transparent. And I just want to see, okay, so if I rotate this, I assume I'm going to get some, yeah, perspective. Okay, that's what I was thinking. And yeah, I mean, theoretically there shouldn't be that much of a difference with just doing an overlay, but I'm going to try it like this, and let's see. So let's place this, make it a bit bigger. Basically, I'm just going to ridiculously scale everything. I know world space would in its way make just more sense to do, but I'm going to try it like this, and let's see if it works. No, it's not going to be an online save file. I mean, it's just for the game jam. It's not going to have some cloud storage or anything like that. It's going to be a really basic game. Realistically speaking, most people won't finish anything, and I really hope I'm not going to be part of that. Of that group. I hope I didn't take too much of a break, but yeah, we'll see. Just need some perspective on scale here and see what works. So let's do 50 by 50. That seems about right. Maybe that's a bit too much even. That's too much. But yeah, it's not going to have any fancy online cloud storage for saving or anything like that. It's just going to be pretty basic in that sense, but that's not a bad thing, It's it's good to actually try to finish something with limited time. I think often for most people ambition is kind of the enemy. you always want to do more, and that's the same for me. You always want to do more and more and more and more and more, and then you just end up not completing a damn thing. So yeah, it's been a good experience for me. So yeah, it feels like this doesn't belong in the large group whatsoever. It just doesn't feel that large. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to place everything on a on a plain canvas, and I'm rotate it to get that perspective in the actual menu. It's just easier to place everything in flat. Just a lot easier. Yeah, I'm still not really sure about what I'm doing either. I mean, this is literally just an experiment that hopefully will be good enough. Yeah, it feels like even though they belong to the same group, these are not scaled remotely to the same level. I mean, it's supposed to be large, but the scale doesn't really seem to fit, but it could just be me. Although when you look at the textures, yeah, that's a correct scale. Oh well. That's fine. So yeah, these are going to be some background buildings for the menu. And then basically we're gonna have like a big building on top. Maybe this is just all way too close anyway. There we go. Let's place it like this. Oh, seems like I copied over way too many things here. But yeah, I don't think the whole idea behind the game jam is to really show how to properly, make a, really proper, production game. I think the goal is to actually push people to actually release something at all. I think that's already a big milestone for most people, including myself. I did release some mobile games, but I prefer not ever mentioning those when I was still using Unreal Engine. But yeah. Let's see. What is... Nah, I'm not a fan of that. I think there were some completed buildings as well somewhere. Yeah, I'm not really sure what. It's funny when they're called large and they're this tiny, so let's scale them up. I know some people definitely do more with it, so I'm definitely generalizing a tiny bit here. There's some people that actually release, well, not the game jam itself, but after they're done with the game jam, they actually continue their project and actually make a game out of it. So I'm not saying that it's, all for nothing or anything like that, but yeah, I dabbled with Unreal for quite a while, and I use CryEngine to a extent as well. I always think it's one of the ones that had the most potential, but they did a horrible job marketing it, really, and they definitely did a horrible job when it comes to actually promoting their stuff. So there's no, I mean, there wasn't back then. I'm not sure how it is now, but no asset store or anything of the likes. And it's a shame because in a way the engine was ahead of its time, definitely. And there's a lot of basic features that you see now in Unity that were already in CryEngine, like, I don't know, 12 years ago. So I mean, yeah, if well optimized, it could be something for mobile. I agree there. So who knows? Who knows? Might be worth finishing or not. I mean, completely depends. Maybe I'm actually going to play for a while and then realize it was a bad idea. You never know. So yeah, this is going to be I think the big building. So let's make it big. That we see our character stand on in the menu. So let's have a look. Well, I'm completely off with scale here, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm definitely doing something wrong here. That's interesting. I think I'm just basing it too much on what I see in the scene here and not actually on the camera. So let's have a look at that camera. Where is the main camera? There we go. Should have done this from the start. I mean, when you look at stuff like this, so like, main menu, etc., Unity's actually pretty great when it comes to stuff like menus. I'm not going to lie, that was one of the horrible, horrible things with, I think, when it comes to Unreal Engine. I think Unreal Engine they tried some new innovative things, let's just be nice about it. But it was horrible to use. So, I mean, it is horrible. It's stuff like that hasn't gotten any better. So they try, don't get me wrong, they definitely do try. But yeah, obviously, just like with anything, it doesn't always work. I'm still not 100% sure if, what I'm doing here actually is going to work, by the way. Let's just be absolutely clear about that. I think I'm just going to put this one in next to it. I have a 1440p screen, so not 4K, but at least better than Full HD, and it's still all just not big enough. Just don't have enough scale. So yeah, the idea here, and I think I'm still too small really. So let's do 100. The idea is to have the player, the player character that we have in the game stand there. So let's look him up. Where's our ninja guy? Cyborg Ninja, there we go. I don't know what the difference is between those two. So I guess I'll have to scale him 100 by 100 as well in order to fit the scene I'm going for. Just going to give him the default locomotion, nothing all too special. There we go. So yeah, he's going to stand here. Kind of the idea. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not there yet, but I do kind of like the idea of this. And yeah, I just honestly wasn't really in the mood to to go into Photoshop again. I've been using Photoshop way too much these past days. I'm just tired of using it. No, let's do 200. Okay, I'm going to do the same here. So yeah, that's really big maybe, but and let's scale that down. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the idea, I guess. Maybe this isn't the best building to do it with though, but let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with this. Now let's actually scale everything else to size to fit the scene. Hey, thanks for joining. So there we go. I mean, it's all just about getting a decent perspective shot, so it doesn't have to, you know, the scale obviously doesn't have to be the same. Nah, that's too much. Well, I think that's when it comes to, you know, stuff like design. Everyone will have a different opinion. Some will most likely look at this and think it's absolutely horrible. I like it, but you know, when it comes to design, that's really, really incredibly personal. So, but yeah, personally, I'm okay with this. I like this, but this is too much. The scene isn't that big. And yeah, I'll do some post-processing to just, you know, clean everything up a bit, but maybe add some lights somewhere, actually make the buildings glow or something. I'm not really sure. These are definitely way too small though. So I thought they were all 20. Why can't I change all of them to 20? Yeah, I'm not really sure. Just going to take, oh shit, just going to take, yeah, let's just delete some of them. There's too many of them. Wrong scale. Oh, I was just experimenting anyway. I don't know, let's do 80 by 80. Maybe that's enough, really. Yeah, that's definitely enough. That's big enough. So they're all nice and grouped together. Ah, that's a clipping. Okay, I was wondering why that wasn't showing up properly, but that's the camera clipping. I'm not even sure if what I do performance-wise actually makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to pretend I do. Might actually not be all that clever. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think this is fine for the cityscape. Going to add a fog volume to, you know, make everything fit a bit better. I think we're good with the plane now. We can let go of that. So I think I actually made it a bit too big. I want to have my, you know, the other character, the astral projection, actually hang above him. So can't really see that right now. So I'm going to make it a tiny bit smaller. Personally think it's going to be cool to have that included into the scene. I think it's pretty nice. So, and this way at least we know it's a building, because just with that top it was a bit hard to see anyway. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you don't really see it anyway. And yeah, I'm going to have the astral projection kind of hang above him. So let me see. For the extra astral projection, I actually remember that I created some animations for some tutorial. So I'll actually be using those for the astral projection effect. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Let's actually try to have a look at that as well. It's going along fine. I actually, for an unknown reason, decided to do the menu first. I know it's not the most not first, but do the main menu now. So no, it's not the most logical thing, but it's something I just really wanted to do. So yeah, going to do that right now. So we we have him standing here. I need the astral projection to kind of hover over him or something like that. So I know it doesn't really give light in that by default, so I'm going to duplicate and see if there's some mission options. Yeah, there is. So I haven't really used the default render pipeline all that much, to be fair. Just mostly been dabbling with URP, etc. So when it comes to no, okay, well that doesn't work. That's interesting. 176. Let's boost up that intensity a bit, drag it on our character. Oh wow, that really does not work, does it? Yeah, that's true. I know it's got to be done at some point anyway, but I don't know, I just really wanted to do it. I never really tried to do a 3D type menu. I always just go the Photoshop route, so I thought it would be cool, interesting to at least try something else for this part. So where's our guy? So we have a default locomotion. I'm just going to be incredibly lazy. I know this is definitely not what you should be doing, but yeah, I don't care. Let's call it out of body. I know I only need the one, but it's just time, just easier with time, so I'm just going to do it like that. So all I really need is an idle. So yeah, I know this is pretty stupid, but I'm okay with it. So let's have the correct one. Can't remember what I have no idea what I actually called it. So that's gotta be the power up too. There we okay, well that's not working. Do any of you ever run into this weird Unity bug where you can't select it and it just closes the menu? And you have to use the arrows to actually select it when searching. I have that a lot, really, like a lot. It's just really annoying. Yeah, that's cool. The mission is not working. It's really not working, so I'm going to get rid of that. Where are you? There we go. Did I just select the same one? Yeah, I selected the same one. Okay, so that's better. It's a shame, but it's not working. So let's add that fog volume. Yeah, yeah, it's just so weird. I don't really get it. It's really, really, really strange. I have no idea what's going on here. So is it just linked to the camera by default? Does it work like that? That's weird. That's really strange. Yeah, so, someone else, or maybe maybe it was you actually. You know, proposed controlling an enemy's body as well. I think it's honestly it's already too late to completely change the base mechanics. Right now, it's just an AI taking over, so you know you're out of control because you're not controlling the character anymore. All of that is now working, and yeah, I'm honestly not going to change that. I'm fine with changing details, but not changing the entire core. It's too late for that. I shouldn't have taken a break, taken my break if I would have wanted to do that. So, yeah, let's see why the fog volume is just not working whatsoever. Just in a base game, it worked completely fine. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Yeah, generating the light doesn't really make a difference. That's interesting. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this is really working all that well. That's interesting. It most likely just can't be scaled that much. It's too big of a scale, maybe? I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe it does work. Maybe I'm just overreacting a bit. Let's actually add some post-processing as well. So where's our main camera? Yeah, it's a good idea. Don't get me wrong. It's it's a good idea to. It's actually pretty cool, but yeah, it's just a bit too late into the game jam to really mix it up that much, basically. So there we go. Post processing. That's all fine. Just need the layer, the volume. New global. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to do some basic color grading here. So this is not going to have the black and white effect. Might look into if I do have a bit of time to have a local volume surrounding the astral projection to make everything white like it does in the actual game. I think that could be pretty cool, but that's definitely highly out of my comfort zone right now, so I'm not really sure if that's going to work all that well. So yeah, the fog works just fine in the game, don't get me wrong. In the game it's actually awesome. You don't really have to set much up and it just works. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it scales well to an absurd level like I'm doing right here. So I'll need to change the buttons as well. This is not nice in the slightest. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of what I've done here, to be completely fair. but at the same time I don't think I should be exaggerating either. Yeah, I don't want to see that skybox at all. You know, just the top of it is fine, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, thanks. I'll switch back to the actual game in a bit. I think I'll have to have a think about what I'm actually going to do here anyway, because right now I'm not really a big fan of what I've done. But yeah, I'll see. I'll save this as a temporary, and let's actually get back to the scene and start using those animations I just dragged in. So let's get back to it. And I'm going to, close this again. I need a 4K screen in order to really work with game and scene at the same time. It just doesn't work right now. So let's get back to the player. So what I want to happen is when we go out of body, I actually do want to play a animation on our state, but he's not an actual character. That's actually interesting. I didn't think about that at all. It's not actually a character. Not really sure how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to hit play and just actually have a think about how this would be implemented. So we're losing the body, we're losing control in just a tiny bit. Yeah, so as you can see, the fog volume here looks great. It's a really nice asset. But yeah, it just doesn't work all that well in wow, that's, yeah, basically make sure you kill some people before your control runs out, huh? So oh no, don't get, no. The goal is to use the camera, the character. I was just thinking about the animation. I really want to use the whole astral projection. Basically, I think it's a cool effect. It doesn't add any value, actual value, but you know, it kind of emphasizes a bit what happens. So I really do like that. I'm not going to change that all that much. So let's actually do. Talking about menus, let's actually start doing a death screen as well. Okay, I'll continue with the menu, and please type that out. I could use the suggestions. That's nice. Yeah, so let's actually start with death screen. So let's switch to 2D. There we go. Let's close all of this. So we have our death screen, and what am I going to do with that? So I think I'm just going to do a really basic, you know, load loss save and quit to main menu, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, can't remember the size of the font and everything, so I'm just going to temporarily just copy over these buttons as a lazy, but loads, and yeah, these two. There we go. So I'm going to copy those over. I know that's incredibly lazy, but it's just, again, it's just slightly faster. There we go. These should be centered though this time around. They don't have to be, it just makes more sense. There we go. No, I'm fine with this actually. This is okay. So we have the 2 buttons. Just going to put these. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. And yeah, just some basic post-processing and that's it, the end. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. So this should be load last save. So there we go, and a quit game, and that's it. Quick game will bring us back to no, so not quick game, what is it? Exit to main menu, that's what you usually see, right? I think that's the default text you often see. So yeah. Load last save and exit main, cool. Now I actually see they're not completely centered. There we go. That's better. Cool. Yeah, so this is going to load our scene. Load scene doesn't have to be with the player. And this is going to load last game. Really basic, really simple. Maybe some text, you failed. Maybe that's a bit exaggerated, but or go incredibly cheesy and actually have a text just saying you lost control. Yeah, it's a bit cheesy. I'm just going to do it anyway. I don't care. So you lost control. It's really emphasizing the team much, but yeah, I think it's fine. This is one of those other things I'm annoyed with, like, you know, you have snapping if you have one item, but why does snapping go away if you have two? I just honestly, the parent is the same. It just bugs me. It's really annoying. Sorry for the rant. It's just one of those really annoying things that you manually always have to adjust every single one of them. If you want to have the snap anyway. So yeah, maybe text should be different. I'm not really sure about... Yeah, I know it's cheesy. I know. I know. Yeah. Someone else mentioned it as well, and I was actually thinking about it, having a different way to actually influence the scene when you're astral projecting. So when you're no longer actually really controlling the character itself, might make it a bit more interesting than just having to watch. So, I mean, you still have control then, but still not over the character. So, yeah, I think that's a cool idea. I haven't really used vignette all that much. I'm not really sure if that's... No, I shouldn't do it on this. Let's just create an empty, rename it to post process. You are out of control. Yeah, that's long. Yeah, actually, let me just write it down. You are out of control. I mean, it kind of feels more fitting that you're, you know, if you're winning, so if you actually beat the level, you are out of control. Like, it feels more like a compliment than, you know, the opposite, confide in them. So, yeah, it doesn't really feel like it's, you know, I don't know. It feels like a compliment when you say, like, you're out of control. Could be me, but, yeah. Yeah, let's do something yet. As long as it's not too horrible, it should be fine. No. That's interesting. Yeah. Could be me, but it doesn't feel rounded whatsoever. The center is still fine. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I can already feel this is going to be dark actually, so let me just make sure that's the right look. So no, this is actually a bad idea. So background, yeah, let's just make sure it fills. There we go, and that should be black. The world is going to be extremely bright if you lose control during, so I don't know. There we go. Not really sure if it's going to be really readable. I'll have to try this out, but yeah. For now, that's fine. I'll need to change the buttons, obviously, as the buttons are not doing what they're supposed to do. But for now, it's good enough to test anyway. Can clean up the visuals, but yeah, I do like the. I'm thinking about it. I do like the "you're out of control," but it feels like you're. You know, feels like a compliment, so it might be when you actually finish the level. Not really sure. So yeah, let's quit our death scene. Let's go back to our guy. Okay, so that's the last step of our basic conditions. So we ragdoll weight 0.2 time scale 0. Now let's wait a second. Let's actually get some shots in there, and then set active. Death screen. Let's turn that HUD back on. Let's make sure that HUD is turned off as well on death. So our HUD is deactivated. Well, the order doesn't actually matter, it just makes more sense. And yeah, time needs to be stopped, otherwise it's just annoying. And cool, let's give this a try, see if it works. I mean, it should work, there's no reason for it not to work, but yeah, running is so slow. I need to do something about running. Yeah, this is definitely going to be easy play mode. They're horrible shots. They're absolutely horrible shots. Okay, maybe I exaggerated a tiny bit with adjusting their aim. Maybe that's just a bit too much. I went from perfect shot to absolutely painstakingly horrible. So yeah, other than the buttons looking horrible, I think that's enough. I think that's fine. Maybe the background needs to be a tiny bit darker, but no, let's just make it 30 and that's it. Other than that, it's fine. I think it should be 2 seconds because right now the body literally doesn't have time to hit the ground, which is a bit exaggerated. So, come on, please kill me. I know there's easier ways to test this, but you always run into some bugs at times when, like now with their shot, with their aim, it's just too bad. Yeah, this is fine. I don't have an actual save yet, so let me actually add a little save trigger on the start. That's actually a good idea. Completely forgot to do that. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, there we go. So cube. I always prefer to do this with a cube simply because it's easier to actually see where you're placing it. I know it's a bit weird. I'm okay with that. So this is where our player is going to be. That's fine. And there we go. Trigger. On player enter. No, I don't even need to do it there. Can just keep it in here. There's no need to expand on that. Save point. And save game. Yeah, there we go. So want to try this out straight away. Yeah, I can definitely be a control freak. I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this by myself as well. I know a lot of people, well, not everyone, you know, is doing the game jam in a team, and yeah, I like to have control, even if it, you know, I mean, it's the first time I'm doing it as well. So don't get me wrong, it's, you know, it's also great, you know, good learning experience, but well, this is good to know. At least it doesn't work. It doesn't work properly. But yeah, it's a you know, it's a good learning experience for me. So, but yeah, I would definitely say I'm a bit of a control freak. Need to have reset the time scale. So when we die, our death screen basically freezes time. So you know, if we don't change it back before loading the save, it will still load in a frozen state. So. Yeah, so the whole concept of this GMT game jam is, you know, the team is out of control, so it has to be related to out of control. So that's why I went with a, you know, a game mechanic that if the bar completely empties, you literally lose control over the character, so you can no longer control him. You have 48 hours to finish something, so obviously it's not going to be a you know, full-blown Zelda game or anything like that, but it's a nice way to push myself to actually finish something. Also thought it would be cool. I've never streamed before, never done a game jam before, so it's just a lot of firsts, and I think it's yeah, it's a nice experience. Just makes some sense as well as to why I would want to do it alone. It's not just because I'm selfish or anything like that, and utter control freak. There's actually a decent reason for it. But yeah, I actually would like to, you know, for the next one, because I'll definitely do this again. I didn't think I would enjoy this, to be honest, but just wanted to try, and I'm actually enjoying this. So I think for the next one, I do want to team up, just to see what that experience is going to be like, because for me, it's just about the experience. I mean, there's literally no prize in it or anything like that, so. So yeah, when it comes to the mechanics, basically, I still need to emphasize the running to be a, you know, big thing. But the whole idea is that slowly you lose control. So that's the bar you just saw, runs out. If you keep running, it slows down, you know, that progress. So you get a bit more time. So the more you run, the more active you are, the slower it gets. But it also is really hard to aim when you run. So your aim, you know, your aim is really off if you're running. So there's a downside to it. Killing enemies will refill that bar. If you don't kill enough and the bar runs out, you lose control. And with a lot of enemies on screen, you know, the AI that basically takes over, there's no way he's gonna win. So it's kind of the idea, but it's kind of like a, let's say a last stand kind of thing, where, you know, if time runs out, technically, you know, if you have a bit of luck and there's not two enemies at the point, you could gain control of your body again and, you know, continue. So it's kind of the idea. Yeah, anyway, so saving works, just a local save point for now. That works, loading it all works. We have a basic death screen, which does what it's supposed to do. Nothing all too special. I know with the whole theme of astral projection, could do a lot more with it, but I feel like that's going to overcomplicate things just for this this game jam. There's not that much time left anymore. Yeah, next up, I need to do something about the speed, so let's definitely have a look at that. I feel like the default running speed is just absolutely really slow. So run speed, I'm going to set it to 6, try that out. I know it's actually quite sensitive, so yeah, I don't know, I feel like that could already be fine. Maybe 8 is going to be a bit too much. Okay, let's actually see if this is doable while shooting. So the thing is you know, running only temporary. No, I think this is fine. It's not the, you know, the most awesome mechanics, but I think this is cool. Running is not going to be OP, so it's not like if you just keep running, like you'll regain, you know, stay in control. It still runs out, it just slows down. So speeding up the gameplay will definitely, you know, help you. But yeah, you know, there's the obvious downsides to it, so. So let's add some, I want to add some effects, so I want to make running a bit more of a thing. So, sounds horrible when I say it like that, but I know what I mean. So, I got these polygon particle effects. I've never actually tried them, so let's hope they're good. And obviously that's not going to work. So let's see if there's something I could use here. Blood splat, yeah, need to have some blood in the, I mean, don't need is exaggerated, but okay. Sprint, why is that the only one that's not playing a sprint? Oh well, cool. So let's add sprints, let's add it to the scene. I'm quite curious as to what it looks like. Oh, that's cool actually. Oh, that's actually really nice. I do like that. Okay, I like that. So am I completely wrong into thinking I can just attach that to the player and that would be enough? I'm most likely wrong. But that would be nice. So I'll have to make sure, obviously, that it only activates when we're running, but that actually looks like it could be pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That's actually nice. So cool, let's turn that off and make sure it only activates while running. So we have movement. I know I have crouch in there. It's just one of those things I just activated by default. You know, it's like, oh, we need to have crouch in there. I don't think it's useful at all. I'm going to keep it in there, you know, because why remove it if you've already set it up? But I feel like it doesn't really fit the playstyle all that well. But technically you could hide a bit if you're low on health or whatever, so. Let's have a look. So we're walking, no effect, and we're running, and then we have that effect. I think it's cool. I like it. Yeah, I'm not going in the way of, you know, just regular footsteps. I think that's a bit much. Jumps could be cool. Yeah, I'll just add it. I mean, it hardly takes any work to add it. It's just one of those small things. Could be nice. I think I even need to add a trigger. I don't think I have anything for jump. I mean, you know, the player can jump, but there's nothing there. Let's add our jump. Where's jump? What's the difference between jump up and jump? Okay. Yeah, I think the regular jump is enough. The other one is maybe a bit too much. It's like a superhero jump though thing. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Or maybe the jump up and this is going to be landing, so maybe I'm exaggerating it a bit, but I think it's going to be nice. Doesn't hurt to have some particle effects. Yeah, I'm just going to use both. So jump will basically be our land, so it's not really jumping as landing, but that's fine. So let's add a trigger. Yeah, there's a condition. Oh, that's sweet. So player jump. No, there's no chain. There's not going to be any double jumping. Could be cool, but not for this one. Set active. We're just going to do the jump up. And we're going to wait, I don't know, 0.5, and we're just going to turn it off again. So that's it, because on land we do need something else. I'm not sure on land is even an option. Trigger land. On land is an option. Okay, I'm really happy about that. That's nice. Yeah, same, set active, just add a wait, 0.5, and then we're going to turn it off again. I don't think technically you have to, but just to avoid it. I don't think it's something that loops anyway, but it's fine. So let's give this a try and see. It's okay. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's actually pretty cool. You know, it's subtle. I mean, it's it fits the style. It's nice. You know, it takes 2 seconds to set up, so you might as well just do it. Makes it feel a bit more complete anyway. So we have our on jump, on land. I'm not really going to do much with crouching. It's in there. It's a mechanic, but you know, if you ever use it, I'm not really sure. So yeah, we have some visuals. I do feel like running just needs a bit more. Yeah, please go ahead, suggest a way. Hey, it's going pretty well, thanks. I feel like this might actually, you know, I feel like I might actually be able to finish this. This is nice, I guess. I'm not really sure. That was the one we used. So confetti, I'm not a big fan of confetti. Arrows. I could use this maybe in the introduction. I always like these dust particles. That's really nice. Dust small, yeah, okay, it's dust, we get it. Electricity, embers. Nah, it's a bit much. That's cool, that's a nice effect. No, oh wow. Wait, that's literally body exploding. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. Even cartoony, that's just, yeah, it's a bit much. Scale is interesting. Like, you think explosion large dark would be huge, and I have to zoom in to see it. It's weird. Fire, yeah, there's no reason for fires. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. I'm looking for, I think I want some particles to match sprinting, I guess. I'm not really sure if I'm even looking in the right place, or if, you know, anything like that will be there. I have Great Fox, I'm not going to use any of that. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, we have the basics for gunshots. I can change it though. There's a lot of really good details in here, so I might just... Oh, that's nice. Yeah, even though this is for healing, I feel like this first heal I could actually use for when we get back into our body. Maybe some effect if we get back into our body. Let me name that just in case. So FX heal 01. I'm going to track this just in case I want to use it. Hexagon, yeah, no, that's a big no. I don't even know what I'm looking at. That's cool. It's kind of like fireworks, I guess. Water effects, level up. Yeah, maybe that's a bit much. Kind of the same idea. Light ray. This is a light ray, really? I know it's polygon, but come on, still. Now this is cool. This doesn't fit. Doesn't fit it, but it's a really cool effect. I really like this. Especially considering it's polygon, that's really nice. Yeah, I like the trails. No, that's all money. Nuke, really? I mean, it's incredibly cool. Completely and utterly useless, but it's incredibly cool. So pick up parts. So yeah, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to change the color to the same red we're using in the menu, but this is nice. It's going to be better than some, you know, making some 3D model. So FX, pick up hearts. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use this one. What's the difference between hard and health? No, it needs to be a heart because the UI has a heart. Really cool, really cool. Useless, but really cool. Beam is nice, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think we can use this. That's well done. Spending a lot of time on this, but I think it's... Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, you know, adding a rich... No ice, I can just completely... Yeah, no. Shell ejecting, that's all nice. Slash... It's not going to be a slash because we're using shooter. It's a lot of smoke. I'm not going to lie, this is a insanely well done for the style. This is really well done. Don't really know what else to say. It's just really well done. I guess... No, that's too much. That's way too much. Considering it's only limited amount of time, maybe I can use this. Maybe. So I'm going to write it down. Sparkle orbit. Sparkle orbit 1. I mean, I'll find it like this anyway. So 1, since this is about running and you lose control while running on the ground, use a key to stay in control by making him run in. No, so yeah, sorry if I didn't explain that well. So by default you're just losing control. So if you keep running, you slow down losing control, if that makes any sense. So basically you gain some, you know, you give yourself some time by, you know, by running. That's kind of the idea. Once he hit the ground, then he loses control. Now, so the whole idea is to by default lose it anyway. So you'll lose it, but you'll lose it quite fast if you just walk and take your time. Killing enemies will, you know, obviously give you control back, but it won't give you enough back. So that's kind of the idea with running. So you always lose control. It's kind of the... Someone made the suggestion, I forget the movie, what it's called, the whole cranked thing. So you have to keep running. You don't have to, but it's kind of a mechanic to, you know, basically extend your control over the character. It's kind of the idea. But yeah, just to be... I get where you're going for, but running is actually supposed to help you. That's the idea. I don't know what this was. No. It's almost like I'm reviewing their particle packs, and I promise that's not what I'm doing. I really swear that's not what I'm doing. Yeah, I think this is actually one of the most subtle, but actually might be the best one. You know, a sunbeam for the astral projection. So yeah, I get where you're going for, and that would be cool, but I would change my mechanics quite a lot, and quite frankly there just is no time for that anymore. But yeah, the idea is kind of the opposite though. The idea is that running is supposed to help you. No. Those are all trails, so that's not going to display anything. Wind. That's a bit much for running, right? It's a bit exaggerated, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not sure. Kind of feel like I want to try it out, even though it might be a bit exaggerated. Yeah, I'm going to try it out just in case. Maybe it's too much. I'm going to try it out anyway. So we have wind, so it just affects wind. Yeah, might be a bit much, but anyway. And that's the end. So nice. No, this was not a review of the Polygon particle pack. It just slowly happened to turn into one. So coincidence, I promise. So let's have a look. So I'm going to, you know, look up the wind one. Just want to see straight away if, oh, that's the material. Just want to see straight away if I'm, if that's too much, basically. So yeah, the idea would be to expand this and have it go around the player. You know, when he's running. Maybe it's really too much. I'm not really sure. I'm going to try it out though. So I would have to expand this because yeah, it's kind of supposed to be a trail effect. I think this looks pretty decent. Might be me, but I think it looks pretty decent actually. So where's our run? I'm pretty sure I had that run somewhere. Cartoon sprint. I think I can just make this a child. Doesn't that work? I'm not sure. Let's try this out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, placement seems a tiny bit off. I'm not going to lie, yeah. I messed up placement a bit, but I think it's pretty cool. Let me know if you think this is a horrible idea. I think it's alright. But no, that's actually the middle, so it might just be the effect. I actually did place it well. That's interesting. Maybe just run the scale up and then it won't be in the way as much. So let's give this a try. I like the subtle ones, the ones that are, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure about this yet. I'm really, yeah, I'm just not sure. Let's just say it like that. I'm not sure. I don't know. Feels like it could be a cool idea, but at the same time, I'm not really sure. So can we play this? Let's do 6. Feels like a bit less in your face. I'll have a look at your second suggestion. Yeah, I actually think the whole using spells might actually be something. Yeah, I think this is pretty decent actually. It's not perfect. It's pretty decent. It's not perfect. I might try out the other ones. But yeah, I do think using spells or something like that could actually be cool. I do want to have the shooting in there. But using spells to make them astral project out of the body might actually be a really cool mechanic that you could use while you're astral projecting yourself, if that makes sense. So to actually, some people already suggested this, have some game mechanics while you're no longer controlling the character. So it could be cool to actually have some. Yeah, I'm going to use the light rays for astral projecting. But yeah, I think that could actually be cool. Could be a cool mechanic to have them astral project out of their body while you're in that state. So yeah, that might be cool actually. That might actually be pretty cool. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. What was I going to do next? Oh yeah. So yeah, I want to mess around a bit with that whole astral project effect. I know effects shouldn't be my top priority right now, but I'm still contemplating some of the mechanics. Yeah, I'm really sorry if I mispronounce it, but Ashwant, that's a good suggestion. I might actually want to introduce doing that. So yeah, some of them are a bit too. I don't know. I gory for this type of style. I think I don't know. Sometimes Cinti assets do surprise me though, because you know when with this whole cartoony, you automatically have some picture in mind, and then when you look at this asset pack that I'm using, the Sci-Fi City, pretty much the only interior there are that has prefabs made up are for a strip club. I don't know. It's not the image I had in my head when it comes to Cinti assets, but yeah, maybe that's just me. But it's just pretty funny. It's not something I'd expect by default, so it's just entertaining. Yeah, so have that effect. What do I want it to do? I can't remember. Ah, yeah. So when it comes to our, what did I call it? So let's have a look at the heel, because I do kind of want to be able to control the color of this. So if I can control the color of the heel, I'd be okay with that. But by default, it doesn't seem like I can. Oh, well, yeah. Talking Dutch now as well. That's just great. So I can actually control the color. That's really nice. So this is going to be a really simple, small, projection effect that we're going to use. So let's just do all 0, 0. Oh, our player is not actually on the 0 point. I thought he still was. I must have moved him a while back. Can't remember doing that. So yeah, I want to have like a type of visual effect at least while we're while we go into our astral project mode, whatever you want to call it. So it's just a silly particle effect, but I think it's cool. So let's keep that in here and just activate that. A flash. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense to do a flash. Like a flare, like a lens flare type of effect. Actually makes a lot of sense to do that. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. Flash, flare, astral project. Yeah, that's actually a pretty decent idea. I didn't think of that. Nice one. Thanks for that. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to use this anymore actually. Yeah, I'm not going to use this anymore. Yeah, flash is actually a pretty cool idea. So I need to think about how to do that though. Because am I just going to have a flash on the entire camera, or I do think a flash is a cool idea. Yeah, I'll have to have a think. I need to take a quick 5 minute bathroom break anyway, so I'll be back in. You can zero the particle effect after shielding it to the character. Okay, that's actually useful to know. Thanks for that. Yeah, so I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Been drinking too much water today, so I'll be right back. Cool, so let's get back to it. James, I saw your suggestion about a mission. That's actually a really good idea. And I'm actually glad you told me that, because I was actually thinking about how to quickly do that. It's never tried to create a flash. In all honesty, I just tend to quickly go to assets, but it's good if I don't have to. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it the way I know how to do it. I'm not going to pretend that's the best way, but no, not yet. I'm going to get it though, but I wasn't going to. I mean, it's just been out. I'm definitely going to get it. Going to cover it in the tutorial as well. But it's considering I haven't tried it out yet, I just didn't want to use that in this video. But from what I gathered, it would be a really cool cool tool to use the action pack 2 for. Let's make this smaller. Yeah, I'm completely forgetting what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, I think the action pack 2 is going to be really cool for cutscenes. That's the impression I got anyway. I might be completely and utterly wrong about it, but the impression I got is that it could be cool for assets, for cutscenes. So I'll definitely have a look at that. Once this game jam is over. Yeah, okay. So that works. Again, there might be way better ways to do this, so if you're quick, I can do it. This is everything, really? No way. I've only ever tried really properly done emissions in HDRP, but can honestly tell me this is how bright it gets. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Okay, shit. Yeah, I did not expect this. Okay, that's surprising. I don't know, an HDRP emission can literally could theoretically just completely fill a room. I did not expect it to be this bright. Might just use a light here. Maybe that's going to work. But I can't scale a light. But so Ashwin, I'll check your bits in a bit when I'm done with this. But yeah, traversal. I mean, he mentioned. Can you have multiple? No, I'm not going to do that. He mentioned in regards to traversal that he was aiming for end of this month to be done with it, but he was also quite clear, like, with saying that don't hold him to that. The original timeline though was going to be September, so this is already way more than he originally said. So it would definitely be really much. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. Let's actually have a look. Yeah, no. This is not what I expected it to be at all. Oh my god. I feel like light is just really different. Okay, a point. Still, it's not really doing what I expected it to. I feel lighting is one of those things that's just completely different in the other render pipelines. It's just not even comparable, really. why is light not really doing anything? Might be confused here, but it's kind of a fake light. Yeah, this is completely fake. What is this? Well, there we go. That's the scene. Shit. Yeah, this is not what I expected it to do. I'm not sure this is a good idea whatsoever. So this might help. It's a bit weird, but it might actually help. No shadows, that's going to be too intense. Yeah, guess I'll give this a try. I'm not really sure about what I'm doing right now. So this should always be part of the player group. I'm going to make it part of this. I'm just going to see if this works and if this does what it's supposed to be. But yeah, let me try this and I'm going to read the suggestions a bit. Let me have a look. So losing control conditions, so much set up. So it should be at the same time as this. And then it should be turned off about here. Let's give it a try. I need to wait anyway so I can read the comments a bit. Yeah, auto baking isn't turned on though. Okay, I'll give the point light a try again. If you have time to implement, you can try to slow down the game when he slows down, but enemies fight at the same speed. And then speed up the game where he has gained full strength. And yeah, so basically bullet time in your disadvantage. Okay, that's way too long. That's way too long. So that has to be quite a bit faster. Let's have a look. So it is actually a point light right now. I don't know why this still says spotlight, but it's a point light. So I did actually do that. It's not auto baking. I always keep it mixed, but sure, I can try baked. Or did you say? Yeah, so when it comes to slowing down, so right now slowing down is only temporarily used just to emphasize the effect a bit. Problem is that the player is already in an enormous disadvantage when he loses control. Quite simply put, if there's going to be multiple enemies on screen, the chance of surviving when regaining control is already pretty slim. So you're already at quite a big disadvantage. So if I, introduce just slowing down time for the player and the enemies at regular time, the disadvantage would just be too big. So I'm not sure if that was yeah, I'm not really sure if that was clear, but the moment we basically astral project, we literally can't control the player anymore. That's fitting the whole out of control team. So we literally just lose control of the player. So we no longer control what happens for the next certain amount of time, and that's quite a big disadvantage already. So I think it's already going to be quite hard to balance that, which I really have to start doing in a bit. But yeah, basically, I'm not really sure I want to make that even worse. So this is definitely too much. So this might still be too much. I'm not really sure. So range is fine. I'm okay with the range. And maybe do 20 intensity. I'm not really sure. Just going to try it out. Let's try this. Cool. I think I had mixed, didn't I have mixed? Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm doing this. So I do need to change these conditions because 2 seconds is way too long. This should really be a really quick transition. So let's cancel. Let's do a weight of 0.2, just a click actual flash. And let's see if it doesn't have too much of a negative effect on the rest of the actions. This gives me time to read again. So yeah, I did Ush once. When it comes to your suggestions, that's just going to make it too hard. You're already most likely going to. It's a big chance you're already going to die anyway during that whole during that whole transition. So I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so from completely over blinding to almost doing nothing whatsoever. That is interesting. So generally I have mixed, so I feel like that should be working fine. Just going to try this one more time and have a look. Yeah, this is something I need to have a look at though, because again, these stats, this is going a lot faster now all of a sudden. Not really sure why. Didn't change anything. Cool. Yeah, and as you can see, so we already died here. But yeah, as you can see, this is already hard if there's multiple enemies. So you know, it's quite clear that, I mean, hard, you don't have control, but already quite difficult. So I'm not sure about making that even harder to do, really. So yeah, I'm just going to go with this for now. So I can fine tune it later, it's fine, I'm wasting too much time on this. So next up, I think I should actually be trying to focus a bit on creating a level, thinking of time here, because I do need to sleep at some point as well. And then tomorrow I really only will have time to polish. I mean, do a bit, but mostly polish. And some level building, so I really should actually continue doing that. So, is this actually matching? Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. So for now I'm just going to do another duplicate. I know it's a bit lazy, but I'm going to do another duplicate here of the environment. And then yeah, I mean, that's kind of the, I thought that was, I mean, for me anyway, the idea was to have a bright white. That was kind of the idea. I mean, for, you know, let me just say it like this. For me, that was the idea, to have it bright white, because the scene then changes color to basically being white. So, oh, that's the wrong one. So yeah, that was the idea though. for it to be bright white. I feel like the walls are not copying over at all. I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong here. So these are all from the original environment only. Okay, fair enough. So looks like I'll have to copy those over. So copy. So yeah, when it comes to the white, that is the idea though. So it is supposed to be white, so that it actually the flash matches, you know, the outcome of the post-processing that we have going on. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well that's a bit. This is starting to get a bit lazy, so I'll need to mix up the scene after this. Definitely. And I'll need to start working on introductions as well, things like that. So, you know, explanations, tutorials of what we are doing. Small gap here, that's annoying. And there's no gap here. That pisses me off. There we go. So I think I'll already mix it up a bit with this one. So let's replace these with something else. Sci-Fi City. Is there another building that's actually finished? Don't really feel like creating new ones. It's another big power station or something. It's all really, really small. Building raised, no. These are all sections, I don't know what to do. Yeah, it feels like the strip club is the only finished finished asset in the entire game. But yeah, from the outside it looks like nothing, so it's not really all that interesting either. But I mean, at least it's a mix-up, I guess. Different building, I'm not really sure. At least from the side it is. I'm just going to keep it like that. We don't need to see the interior anyway, we're not going in there. Yeah, it's not matching. That's fine. We're not going to see the interior, so at least it's something different. I can put something on top here. That's fine. And that's the warehouse again. That's a shack. Is there nothing? No, that looks horrible. Yeah, the problem with these is that, I mean, as cool as they are, they're not buildings basically. They're just... I'll add it in the background just as decoration, but it doesn't feel like something that... At least that's something. Food hall, is there a food hall? Did I just say that? See that? That's actually pretty cool. I do feel like just adding this in the environment just to mix it up a tiny bit. So have a small food stand. I'll decorate this, just put a random NPC inside. I like this. I don't know why. I like adding that, that's nice. It's not at all what I was going for. Chop shop. That's nice, that has a front. So yeah, I completely misused the strip club here, but that's fine. That matches. Maybe put, you know, just have a character standing there. I'm okay with that. And yeah, I'm not really sure how this is a bank. It doesn't look like a bank whatsoever to me. That's okay, at least it's a different building. I'll need to put something on top maybe. But yeah, when you think of a bank, this is definitely not what I imagine it to be whatsoever. I don't know, might be wrong. Yeah, obviously you won't be able to open this up. It's just, you know, passing along. Yeah, we have the chop shop. Did I already have the chop shop? I'm not sure. Wait, so this is the interior of this building? Does that fit? Oh yeah, that does fit. Okay, I was wrong, I guess. So let's see if we can quickly add this to the interior. It doesn't really seem to fit. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong here, but that does not seem to fit whatsoever. Ah, there we go. There we go. I guess this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be like this. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that's sticking out. Oh yeah, it's supposed to stick out. Cool. Yeah, that's actually how it's supposed to be. Okay, that's pretty sweet. It's a little detail, doesn't really add any value whatsoever, but yeah, why not? So we have that. What is this? That's a wall. Okay. I'm not adding any doorways. And yeah, it's a bit disappointed. I expected it to be a bit more, considering these are called prefabs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point. I do need to save a bit. I'll continue for another 45 minutes and then I'm stopping. It's last night was a late night, so I'm not going to do the same as last night. Dear God. But I do feel like I could use the sleep. I'm already making a lot of mistakes here. Does this match? No, that looks horrible. I'm not using the bank, I just don't like the bank. So yeah, we have the basics here. For doing it, astral project enemies. Player could do a combo, cost chain on spells on the enemies, and a normal spell just to shoot enemies. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, I'll still continue for just a tiny bit, and then I'll get some rest. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. Yeah, I'm not even sure what this is. So I just want to have some filler buildings, but none of these actually seem to really do what I want to do. So I'm just going to, yeah, what am I going to do? I'm going to extend this. Basically, I have to put the food shop there. And I'll put some trees behind it just to fill up the scene a bit, and I mean that's just going to be it. Not really sure what else to do. Yeah, you can see that, that's annoying. So huh. Okay, I guess. Yeah, there's a bit of overlapping. Hopefully you won't be able to see it at all. Let's add some trees in the background. Won't be able to see much anyway. Let's rotate rotate them a bit. Cool. There we go. Just mixes it up. You're only seeing this part anyway. Just have some trees in there. And we need some green. So just going to do a really simple simple layer here. Cube. And then there we go. It's a bit bigger. Just not big enough, of course. Why would it be? Yeah, that's fine. You won't see that part because it's going to be down anyway. There we go. Cool. And let's drag that down a tiny bit. There we go. Let's make a really basic grass material, and yeah, that's it. Cool. Maybe that's a bit too light. Most likely just used the wrong one. Yeah, still doesn't look right. This one? No. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. So, yeah, we have some trees. That's all fine. Shouldn't see much of this anyway. So that's interesting. I do need to still work on those animations a bit for the whole astral projection. And yeah, as you can see in combat, if there's already two, I mean, you're just not winning. So maybe I do need to, you know, make that a bit easier. Seems a bit hard, so just let's do one last. Let's add some big walls, and that's most likely it. These are models. I need to have the prefabs building, and then wall. There we go. And let's add these here. There we go. Just in case we actually do get to see part of it, you know, want to hide these buildings here, so it's a bit weird, but yeah. This is some park, I don't know. No, I'm not liking this whatsoever. Not liking this at all. I'll just add a building. Not a background building, a large building. One, already have one. 5. Wait, this is actually a building. I completely missed out on this, obviously. This is a background building. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Oh, these are building parts. Oh wow. Didn't even realize that. But that's fine. They can still mimic traditional buildings, I guess. Oh, these are also parts. I'm just grabbing the same ones constantly. Yeah, it's definitely... Getting some sleep was a excellent suggestion. Definitely looks like I need it. There we go. That's better. Cool, that's just in case. I feel like I'm really overcomplicating things for myself here, but yeah, I don't need to do this. So let's have a look and see how much you can actually see from any of this or in the game. So we're running. I'm just going to try to avoid all of their shots, which is a bit harder than I expected it to be. And there we go. So yeah, this point of view it looks nice. Let's actually have a look and see what it looks like once we astral project. Still need to have an animation for that. But yeah, that actually looks fine with the fog volume. It actually looks clean. So yeah, pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. I will need to nav mesh all of this though. Shouldn't forget that. And we're back in control. So yeah, I'll need to animate all of this obviously, but I think it's already pretty cool. I am kind of liking all of this. So yeah, I'll get some rest. I've been streaming for an actual work day today on a Saturday, so I'm going to call it a day now. And yeah, tomorrow I'm just going to focus on actual level building and doing some quick work with those animations. It's I feel like I'm already making some mistakes, so it's time to call it a day. So really appreciate everyone that has been watching with me. I definitely really appreciate it. It's been quite challenging but really fun so far. So thanks everyone that has watched. Really do appreciate it. I'm new to streaming, so it's really nice that some people actually tune in to watch what I'm doing. It's one of those things when you stream, you're always like, well, if I'm just streaming to talk to myself, it's no fun. So really do appreciate it. Thanks everyone.